Good morning, everybody. It's Rob with Robco Water and Aquatic Facility Training, Ottawa. And I've had a lot of people ask me about if I could explain how a sand filter multi-port valve works. So that's the gist of this video today. I have a multi-port valve. The reason it's called that is because it allows you to do multiple things with just one valve. All right. Its basic operation is going to be filter. So this is the position that this handle is going to be in 90% of the time, because we're going to be filtering our water to keep it clean. When the time comes that we have to clean the sand that's in the filter, right, we're going to refer to the gauge. That's its only job, is to tell you when it's time to clean the filter. So if our clean pressure is at, say, 10 psi, then once it gets 8 to 10 psi over that starting pressure, that's when it's time to backwash. Simple as that. It's not something we have to do once a week. We have to do it when the gauge tells us it's time to do that. When we do the backwashing process, this little sight vial right here is going to be crucial. We're going to keep an eye on that, because that's telling us that the dirty water is going out, or the dirt from our filter is going out. And once the water quality improves in this vial, our backwashing is done. So how do we turn this into backwash mode from filter? The first thing is we turn off the pump. You never want to move this valve when the pressure is in the system. So the pump is off right now. I'm going to push down on the handle and rotate it around to the backwash position. So now we've essentially reversed the flow in our system, and we're going to do our backwash. It could take anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes, but again, we're going to be paying attention to the quality of the water going through that. Once it starts to clear up, we're done. After that, what are we going to do? Well, again, we're going to turn off our pump, and we're going to slide this over to the rinse setting. So again, we're going to push down the handle, rotate it around to rinse, and we're going to turn on the pump again. Now, what this is doing, this is pushing our sand back down into a filtration bed, and it's also clearing out the dirty water that's still left in the head and the system. When we turn the pump on again, we're going to see dirty water inside this valve, or inside the sight vial. This is only going to take 15 to 20 seconds. It's going to clear up almost immediately. All right, so we're going to let it run for 20 to 30 seconds, even if it goes clear, just to make sure that that sand is pressed down into its sand bed. Then we'll turn the pump off, we'll rotate this back to filter, and we're good to go. Now, having done a backwash, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make note of what our starting pressure is now, because that pressure is going to change over time. Let's talk about some of the other settings on here. Okay, so this particular valve has 6 different positions, right? 7 if you include winterizing, but I don't. So 6 different positions. We've already talked about 3 of them: filter, backwash, and rinse. Now, what happens if your water level is too high? Well, a lot of people, what they try and do, is just drain down the pool, like if we get a heavy rain or something like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to be able to slide it over here onto waste. So essentially what happens is the pump pushes water into the head, and then it just goes right back out the waste line. All right. Personally, I would prefer to do a backwash. Just use that water for something, you know what I mean, instead of just throwing it out. The next position that we have up here is closed. Now, a lot of people mistake this closed position for where it should be in the winter time. It's not. This is for testing. All right. So when it says closed, this port is turned off, and these 2 ports are turned off, which means water is not moving anywhere inside this filter head. All right, that's what the closed position means. Now, the last one that we have on here is going to be the recirculate. So again, we switch it over here to recirculate. Now, what's happening is the pump is putting the water into our filter head, and it's just coming right back out the return to the pool. That's all it does. So if we wanted to add, say, a great big amount of chlorine, let's say we have algae or something like that, we throw in a bunch of chlorine and we don't want it to go through the sand, we can just recirculate the water that way. We also use this when it comes to testing. All right, if you're having problems with cloudy water, backwashing, we can put it on recirculate to see if the sand is actually causing a restriction. Anyway, that's how the multi-port valve works, and I hope that this video has been helpful. Until the next video, happy pulling.